Every summerers.
Top 100.
Every summerers.
Top 100. He's got a voice that's really the bomb. He'll make a choice that'll aggravate Tom. I hate to spoil it, but when all's said and done, Merchant of Venus gonna be number one.
Every summerers.
Top 100. Yeah.
Number 90. Impulse.
Impulse?
Impulse.
Let's start things off today with Impulse, a game by Carl Chudyk. Chudyk is very well known for games that take cards that are used for many different things. And in this one, you're exploring the galaxy, and as you explore, you grab cards and then place cards on the board that then act as planets and locations that can be conquered. It could be the card you just revealed, or it could be one from your hand. So you're sort of controlling the landscape as you fly around and control sectors, protect sectors, and execute these actions. The same cards can be used to battle, the same cards can be used as action tiles or ability tiles. It's a really deep game in such a small box. And one that I'm enjoying exploring. This is pretty new, it's new to the list, but one that I really, really like. Impulse by Carl Chudyk. Check it out, my number 90.
Number 89. Eminent Domain.
Eminent Domain is my number 89, which is just about where it was last time. It was somewhere in the 70s. Eminent Domain is a deck-building game, but sort of a twist on the genre. As you execute actions, you will take cards that represent those actions into your deck, so you then get better at doing that thing that you just did. You can also follow other people's actions. So if somebody else does something you like, you can play those cards from your hand to say, I want to do that too, and maybe have an even better turn than they just did. It's a very neat game, one that I was wavering on for a while until the expansion came out, and the variable setup of that new expansion is fascinating, and one that I really want to explore more. So it's still here because of that. Eminent Domain, my number 89.
Number 88. Puzzle Strike.
Number 88 is Puzzle Strike, that takes the deck building genre and throws it into bags of chips. You are drafting these tiles, chips, that get thrown into a bag, you shuffle them around, then you pull those out. It's basically a deck building game, but with tokens instead of cards. But you are emulating a Street Fighter style video game and sending waves of chips at your opponent and hopefully overwhelming them, which I find to be a really neat theme. One element of this that I find interesting is that there have been several revisions to this game. Due to the tournament scene, people were, complaining about balance issues, and I have not seen that, experienced that sort of thing, but the tournament scene, when you play over and over and over again, was seeing that. So there have been, I think, 2 or 3 revisions after this edition of the game. I haven't cared, but you might, and certainly you'll get the new edition of the game if you were to pick up a new copy. But I really like Puzzle Strike, my number 88.
Number 87. Acquire.
Number 87 is this Sid Sackson classic, Acquire. It was in my, somewhere in the 30s last time. That's not the game's fault, I think that's just newer things filtering in. It's a classic of the stock genre, and a great introduction to that style of game. This is the 1999 coveted edition from Avalon Hill. Newer editions are much more cardboard, they're just not well built out. This is full of plastic tiles, which is pretty cool. It's still a great game, even with the not so great components. Well worth a look. Number 87, Acquire.
I'm scared of him.
Number 86.
Rumus.
Number 86 is called Rumus, although you might not find it as Rumus now. It's now called Blockus 3D, but as far as I know, it's the same game. It's a game about... Wait, visual aids. So you've got a bunch of these little pieces, 3-dimensional pieces, and then you've got this cool turntable that spins around so you can see all angles of what you're looking at, and you're trying to get as many of your pieces visible from the top at the end of the game. But there's building rules about how high you can make the structure. This one's a pyramid, but then you can look around and go, where do I put that next piece? It's a neat tactile game, kind of like Pueblo, and interestingly enough, Pueblo and Rumus have switched from the last time. I don't know why. I think because this one's easier to teach to new players. Still, Rumus/Blockus 3D is a really great game, and my number 86.
Number 85. Hanabi.
Hanabi is a cute little cooperative game that won the Spiel des Jahres, so you may already know about this one. This is the Abacus Spiel version, but R&R has released several editions of the game now. You've got your hand of cards, 4 cards, but you're not looking at your cards. All your cards are facing out. And your teammates, because it is a cooperative game, are trying to help you figure out what's in your hand so that ultimately you can play cards to the center in the proper order. If you do that successfully, you get a perfect score, and if you don't, well, you don't. Hanabi is great for families, and a neat challenge, sort of makes you have to think in different ways. I like it a lot. Number 85, Hanabi.
Number 84. Gravwell.
Gravwell, Escape from the Ninth Dimension. This is the Cryptozoic original edition of the game. There's a newer Renegade edition that I think has flashier graphics and stuff on it. But anyway, Gravwell is a game about escaping from the center of like a spiral board. And you will play cards simultaneously with the other players, and then using sort of repulsion and attraction, slingshot over each other, and you're trying to do this more efficiently than your opponents, trying to get out of this spiral track as fast as you can. It is unlike anything else I have played. It's chaotic for sure, but there is a little bit of control there, and when you make one of those brilliant moves and outguess your opponents, you feel really good. I'm looking forward to seeing more from this. I've heard rumors of an expansion. Gravwell, my number 84.
Number 83.
Battlestar Galactica.
There is a lot in this box. Battlestar Galactica is my number 83. I have everything in here, somehow managed to fit all that in, but I haven't actually played the latest expansion. This is one that hasn't seen the table as often lately. BSG, however, is a very thematic game. It captures the feel of the sci-fi series. If you're a fan of Battlestar Galactica, you really should play this game because it really does a great job of capturing that paranoia of who's the Cylon and can we get out of this terrible situation we're in. The expansion adds a lot. In fact, there's 3 expansions that add a lot to this game. But if you're a fan of the show, well worth exploring. Number 83, Battlestar Galactica.
Number 82. Red 7.
Number 82 is another game from Carl Chudik, also Chris Ceslik. This is Red 7 from Asmati Games. The object of the game is to be winning on your turn. There will be a rule in the center of the table. It starts out, highest card. Whoever has the highest card in front of them wins. But you might not be able to play the highest card, so you may want to change that rule. You can either play a card in front of you, you can play a card to the center, changing that rule so it might be whoever has the most cards under 4. Whoever has the most even cards. Or you can do both. And as long as you are then winning under that new rule, you're still in the game. Keep going around the table until only one player is left. It is a really neat, unique system, and one that I've had a lot of success with my family. And plus, it's super portable. It's very inexpensive, somewhere around $15. Red 7, well worth a look, my number 82.
Number 81. Castles of Mad King Ludwig.
Last up today, number 81, is the Castles of Mad King Ludwig from Bezier Games. This is a Ted Alspach design, kind of reminiscent of his Suburbia, but I like this one better because you are building these floor plans of castles, and in here are tons of tiles that share the same shapes as other tiles, but every one is actually unique. Different entrances, different bonuses, different things that trigger. You can have basement tiles, mold rooms, dungeons, stairs that connect up and down into the dungeons, and hallways that connect to different rooms. When you are all done with this game, you have a fantastic layout of a unique castle for this particular game. It could be tight, it could be sprawling. It's a blast. I really like this one. Also, the fact that I visited a bunch of German castles before buying this at Essen, it's got a little sentimental value. Castles of Mad King Ludwig, my number 81.
Every summer runs.
Top 100. He's got a voice that's really the bomb. He'll make a choice that'll aggravate Tom. I hate to spoil it, but when all's said and done, Merchant of Venus gonna be number one. Eric Summerer's Top 100.